All right, welcome to this very, very interesting interview. But before we move on and start this interview, there's one big question that probably you have on your mind, which is why should you watch this interview? Very valid question because there's so many videos, there are so many different things that you can do. The big question is why should you watch this interview? I believe I have the answer. During the course of this interview, and at least by the end of this, you'll probably look at your life very differently or look at somebody else's life very, very differently. The purpose of living, the passion of having a dream, the idea to follow the life that you want, and the challenges that come along with it is something that we'll be discussing right now, and also the superpower of being a woman itself. We'll talk about this and a lot more. Today, my guest, now this is a difficult part to introduce her, is very, very difficult. She is a professional cricketer. She's a creative writer. She's a aspiring civil service student, if that's the right word to use along with it. And a lot more. She's a presenter and she's achieved way too much. She calls herself very humbly that she is the sister of a celebrity brother, but this girl has an identity of her own. We talk about that. We talk about this and way more. With me is Shailaja Sundar. Hi, Shailaja. How are you?
Hi, I'm fantastic. It's lovely to hear you talk that way, and I'm so happy I joined you today.
They pay me small money to do this. That's all.
But you're amazing. You're amazing as always.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Shailaja. But today it's not about my amazement. It's about, you amazing people and telling them the real story of Shailaja Sundar, which I'm very excited to hear, to be very honest with you. Now, we'll talk about the professional side, the personal side, and this journey of, playing cricket, being a presenter. You've done so many roles in your life, which I'd love to talk about. And much more importantly, when every girl holds the cricket bat, when every parent sees a child wanting to play sports, I'm sure they'll be impacted, wanting to encourage their child to become another wonderful representative or a sports person for our country. So good luck for this interview. I'm really excited to hear this.
I'll tell you a fun fact.
Sure,
Before the
please.
Men's World Cup started, even it even came into existence. Couple of years before that, Women's World Cup was played. That was in
Oh, right.
1973. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, now see, this is something that I
So
didn't
women
know at
started
all.
leading. Yeah. So women started leading the way.
But let's get on to the game, as you call it. Let the game begin.
I can't wait.
Now,
I
tell me,
can't wait.
Shailaja, always careers are actually by chance or by choice. Correct? It always, I want to do this or it just happened to me. Either you create the life or life just happens to you. How did Shailaja and cricket get connected? Where was this? When was this ever started off?
Well, to begin with, I cannot say if it was by choice or by chance,
Hmm.
because my father is a cricketer.
Yeah.
So when I was a small girl, he was in his playing days. So that's how I started watching him play, and that's how I got inspired and I started playing the game. So
Hmm.
I don't know if it was by choice, or I cannot even say, because at that age I wasn't even aware of what was happening. I was about 4 to 5 years old. That
Hmm.
was when I started playing the game.
At 4 to 5 people are actually using these dolls and using the iPad today. Imagine you were holding the cricket bat and you were, playing some amazing cover drives and straight drives. I can imagine that. But so cricket was in the family. Sometimes they say
Yeah.
when you grow up in a musician's house, you become a musician. When you grow up in a doctor's house, you become a doctor. When you grow up with the environment of cricket, you might just understand it to be cricket is what you're made for. But when did you realize, Shailaja, that you actually want to take up cricket as a profession? Because for a boy to become a cricketer is very, very common in India. Everyone up to the age of 20 wants to play cricket for India in India, right? But for a
Yeah.
girl to do that, it's like, women and cricket, that's a strange combination. Or sometimes
Hmm.
it's a forbidden combination. So when did you decide you
Not
want to
anymore, I
become?
guess. Yeah.
Not anymore. Thankfully, over the past
Yeah.
2, 3 years, I think it's
Yeah.
considerably changed. We talk about the change as well, but now we're talking about the young days. So tell me, what was that like?
Well, like I said, I started playing by when I was about 4, 5. So I was
Mm.
practicing, and I used to go for. I started learning proper that formal kind of
Yeah.
training. So because
Coaching. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, because my father was a professional, so he
Yeah.
knew that how to, he knew how to train a kid into,
Mm.
how to groom a kid into playing cricket. So
Yeah.
that's
Mm.
how I started off formally. And when I was 11,
Mm.
my debut was when I was 11 for the state team, state Tamil Nadu
Wow.
sub juniors. Yeah. So that was
Is
like
this a
too
record? Is this a record or something? At the age of 11, you played for Tamil Nadu. Is this a record?
I'm not sure.
Okay, we just say it's a record. On Chennai Live, this is a record. Okay, continue. Yeah.
So that's how I started playing. And when I was able to play for my state at that early age, so I
Mm.
kind of I was the youngest in the team, and I played with some of the seniors, and I got to travel alone, leaving my family behind. I got to travel alone with the team, and I got to play the games. I got to see a lot of other teams, other state players coming
Uh,
in, and the kind of cricket that they were playing back then. So all of that, it gradually molded me into a proper cricketer, and that way I think that it was much early when I became a professional.
mm.
So I think there was no looking back after that.
So were you like the better batsman? Were you like the really good bowler? Were you like an amazing fielder, diving, skating, and moving all over? How was it?
I'm a top order bat. I open the innings
Yeah.
most of the time.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
I'm a batting all rounder. I bowl leg spin as well. So
Wow.
that's
Okay.
about me. So I'm a
I, I,
right
I
hander.
hope to I hope to give you some googlies today. Let's see how that goes.
Sure,
Okay. So,
sure. You cannot
Shailaja,
get me
then
bored.
that's confidence. That's overconfidence. Okay,
No,
Shailaja,
I'm
tell me,
confident.
so how did society, your friend circuit, and your family actually treat this? Were you encouraged? Were you
Well,
discouraged? Were you given a reality check? What was it?
that with the close circle of my family, they were very
Mm,
supportive. Like I said, my father was a cricketer, and he was the one who started training me as well.
mm,
So as much as I had the interest, he was the one who worked on me. So apart from that, growing up, obviously there
mm.
were relatives and other people. Obviously they will say, right, that is
Yeah,
normal in a girl's life, in a
yeah,
sports woman's
yeah.
life. That's pretty normal.
Mm,
They talk about the future. They talk
mm.
about settling down and all that.
Yeah.
But more than anything, it's about the
Mm.
passion that was driving me and the kind of
Okay.
support that my father, my mom, my brother,
Mm,
my close family was giving me. And like I said, I started playing for state very early. That I was schooling only back then. So
mm.
my friends used to feel very good about that. They used to like that. I used to go for my
Very proud.
tournaments. Yeah. They used to be very keen about asking me how the tournament went when I get back
Mm,
and all. So from friends' point of view, they have been all the time very encouraging, and they've been very positive, and they always wish me luck and all that whenever I go to play. So that sort of a thing was there. But I think I'm lucky that most of the people around me have always encouraged me to go forward in cricket. So
very
yes.
nice. That's a big blessing. There's no doubt in that. But now, Shailaja, tell me, when you were actually, in these days when people say, you should not do this, or they don't, this is not the proper career that you should be looking at. In the same household, another young
Hmm.
boy was becoming a fantastic cricketer. And he might have got all the support, all the guidance, all the encouragement, all the accolades, because we believe, a lot of people believe, oh, the boy can become a cricketer, right? So when you saw this, as a sister, let's be honest, how did you react to this? Obviously, you love your brother and you love what he's doing and you want him to succeed as well. But when you saw people reacting differently to the same thing, but a boy doing this is great, a girl doing this, oh, that's not encouraged. Did you ever feel like a rebel or angry or say, what the hell is this? I need to change the way the society is.
Um, like I said, within my surrounding, people around me were not different to
Hmm.
me and Washi. So
Okay.
and
You
I was
you
always
call him
proud of
Washi. You call him
Washi.
Washi.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
All of us call him Washi. So
Okay.
when he started playing, when he started
Mm,
shining, like
mm,
early in his career as well.
mm,
So it was always a proud moment for me and the family, and
mm.
people have always
Absolutely.
been very positive, encouraging about that. Of course,
Mm,
there have been differences, but I have
mm,
never felt, uh, in any rebellious way or anything like
mm,
that.
mm,
But I've always,
mm,
I have only felt more happier for him that no, he is able
mm,
to get so much of blessings and
mm.
wishes and
Yeah.
uh, good wishes from everyone around.
Yeah.
and it's obvious that that on a broader look, it's obvious
Mm.
that the people look at women's cricket in a different way and men's cricket in a different way.
Mm.
Not only
Mm.
about cricket, but all the sports included, I'm
Generally.
telling. But
Yeah.
I have not felt that I have not felt so bad about it.
And tell me, over the past few years, with the Indian women cricket team doing so well, whether it is in tennis, whether it's badminton, whether it's squash, and different fields, even if it's boxing or weightlifting, Indian women have seemed to get a lot of accolade. Whether it is the medals, whether it's the prizes, winning up the cups, and bringing great pride to India. Do you think this is a turning point for sports in terms of women? Do you think this is a turning point?
Absolutely, I would agree with that. We see Mary Kom winning 6 world championships. That's incredible.
Mm.
I'm not even
Yeah.
talking about cricket. Be it
Mm.
any other sport, women are just doing some incredible job. You can see
Yeah.
Sania Mirza coming back from
Mm.
pregnancy, and after
Yeah.
delivery, she's winning a title. It's not even easy,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
The body
Yeah.
is going through a whole lot of change, and then she's
Mm.
showing so much of grit to come back and do that
Yeah.
and go on to win a
Mm.
title. Is not a joke
Yeah.
at all. Coming
Not
to
at all.
cricket,
Mm.
once
Mm.
2017 when India went on to the finals and they lost in the finals, they gave a very good fight, but they didn't.
Mm.
They were not able to cross the finishing line.
Yeah.
But right after that, there have been a
Mm.
huge development, huge transformation in women's cricket.
Mm.
To be
Absolutely.
very specific, and
Yeah.
even in the T20 World Cup, they had done very very well. So this
Mm.
has been able to bring a lot of changes and a lot of development in terms of
Mm.
domestic level cricket as well.
Mm.
So every
Yeah.
association is now are showing more interest on developing women's cricket as well.
And then now, on behalf of Chennai Live, we look at things in a very different way or more on a ground level basis. The problem here, according to me, Shailaja, is that after success of women is when there is an administration change, a better facilities being given, and fans becoming, hardcore followers. In fact, it should be the other way around, when the
Correct.
administration gives all the facilities and then success comes. But when it comes to
And then
women's
yeah.
sports, it's working the other way around. So do you think that, where do you push this buck here? Do you think it's the administration have never been serious about it? They haven't focused on the women's sports enough, or do you think the fans have just always been with the men's cricket, that you've never had a chance to look at this, and where the fans are there, the money is there, where the money is there, the love is there, where the love is there, the interest is there.
Correct.
So
Mhm.
where do you pass this buck on a very honest note? Administration, lack of results for so many years, or the fans and the public itself? Where do you pass this buck?
See, basically, I would say in 2006-7, BCCI took over women's cricket. Until then, there
Yeah.
was a separate body that was functioning for women's
Mm.
cricket. So there was a lot of, right from financial aid to a lot of other things. There was
Mm.
it was not to the greatest level.
Correct.
When I made my debut, it was in 2003. So
Mm.
back then there was we used to travel in our own expenses. The stay
Mm.
would be mediocre, and the food will be mediocre. The ground facilities will be mediocre. So from
Mm.
there, right after BCCI took over, and then there was a huge transformation. We started traveling in
Yeah.
by air. We started traveling by
Mm.
air. We used to get star hotel stay. All of this came into play.
Yeah.
And also that when we are having a good travel experience, stay experience, we get to play better. End of the day,
Obviously, the mind, the
yeah,
body is more comfortable and relaxed. Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. Hmm.
So that happens, and we start getting better ground facilities. On the whole, it was a lot better.
What, like you're saying, of course, the last 2, 3 years have seen a great rise and more respect and more power, more responsibility given towards the sports for women. But when I was in school, we had this huge ground. It would be, boys used to play cricket. The teachers used to say, boys go and play cricket, girls go for swimming, girls go for hide and seek, girls go for different games.
They
So
play
I think,
dodgeball. Girls play
yeah,
dodgeball.
yeah. I think the foundation needs to start from the school and from the
Correct.
families at home. So do you think we need to change this in school? Like, cricket or any sport is compulsory for women. Do you think that needs to start off from there, and the parents need to encourage children to probably pursue sports as a career? Do you think that can ever happen? That will happen?
Absolutely, absolutely. This is a perfect question
Mm.
because
Mm.
from grassroots level is what development should come. Like
Absolutely.
I said, I
Yeah.
start playing very very early. So
You
that
were
was
blessed because your
that
father is a cricketer. Yeah. But not
exactly,
everyone's.
exactly.
Yeah.
Correct, correct. Everyone's not
Mm.
the same, and
Correct.
yeah, that's
Mm.
what the interest in the child. Obviously, it's important to identify the talent. Number one, identify what they are good at, be it cricket,
Mm.
be it football, be it table tennis, be it dancing, whatever.
Correct.
Identifying the talent is very important. And the grassroots level development is very important. If you
Mm.
see, there are no school level cricket for women in Tamil Nadu.
Shailaja, so it's a very interesting phase that you are in, and I think you're extremely blessed to have a wonderful family, to have the love of the people, have
Yeah,
great
yeah.
friends, and more importantly, you've actually experimented in your life doing different roles. You've been a cricketer, and I know your future plans. We'll talk about that, but also you've actually been a sports presenter. Now that's a completely different life. There's one place where you're sweating, skidding, becoming completely, all towards the sport, and there's
Yes.
another side where every strand of hair, every spot on your face has to be so precise.
You just have to be
Why did you?
picture perfect.
Yeah. So how and why did you do that? It's a great thing. I mean, I do that for a living. So how did you do that, and what did you enjoy in it?
So when I was in my college first year, there was a
Mm.
TV channel that had called me to come in and give my expert views
Okay.
for a ongoing series. So that
Yeah.
was how that was how I started off. So as a guest,
Mm.
I had gone there. I was talking about that particular game, and I was giving my own
Uh,
very own views.
Opinions.
And
Yeah.
yeah, that was a live show as well.
Mm.
So
Mm.
that sort of was in front of camera, lights, and all that nervousness,
Uh,
all that was there
uh,
initially. After that, a few times later, I got pretty much used to that. So I used to
mm.
go out and give a lot of expert views because I was a
Mm.
professional cricketer. So that's how
Mm.
they asked, and I just gave it a try. My father also said, yeah, why not
Mm.
go
Yeah.
give it a try.
Yeah.
So that was how I started. So that World Cup, I was like on and
Mm.
off there, and
Mm.
then I started. I also hosted for
Mm.
a IPL season, and then
Yeah.
last World Cup I hosted for men's World
Did
Cup.
you enjoy
I
it?
had hosted.
Did you enjoy the experience? And how different was
I
it?
mean,
Playing. Playing on the field is a very different experience. But then every Indian, there's one thing: whether you know the game or not, you will always watch and say, "We are the experts because we have an opinion." So how was it?
yes.
Watching a game and commenting on the game. How was that experience?
I really enjoyed it because I am someone who likes to learn things and I like to
Yeah.
explore as well. So
Mm.
when I got this opportunity, I was like, yes,
Mm.
why not? I was very
Mm.
interested to do, and I had so
Mm.
much fun hosting a lot of people.
Okay, that's
Yes.
interesting. I'm very glad you got to experiment and experience both these worlds. It's very interesting life that you have so far, and lots more to come. But there's one
Yes.
thing that I completely believe. They always say, "Be independent." It's a very
Mm-hmm.
famous word that people say, whether it's Women's Day or on August 15th. Be independent.
Mm-hmm.
I think somewhere down the line that's wrong. I think you should be dependent,
Correct.
dependent on your family, dependent on your sibling, dependent on your loved one, dependent on people. That's the joy of being together and in a society. That's my personal opinion. But what I like about what you say so deeply is that you're a sister of a very famous brother, which is a very humble way of saying it. It's a very sweet way of saying it, which just means how much you love, care, and respect what he achieves. So, can you tell me about your
Yeah, yeah.
relationship with Washi? Because I mean, every Chennai is a fan of Washington. We enjoy what he does on field, but as a brother, do you discuss cricket? Do you say, I'm a Dhoni fan, make me meet Dhoni? Do you do all of that? How is it to have a great cricketer in your house? Tell me that as a brother.
Well, I have done that. I have done
Yeah.
that because
Uh,
Washi's first IPL season, his debut was with
I know.
RPSG, Rising Pune Super
Mm.
Giants, where Dhoni was
Yeah.
his teammate. So
Yeah.
I have done that.
Mm.
Growing up with Washi, but I haven't met MSD yet. I haven't
Oh,
met him.
you
Yeah.
haven't? Okay.
Washi is a
Mm.
very shy sort of a person. So he's not someone
Uh,
who goes out and just does stuff like that, and
uh,
he doesn't like to disturb the other players as well.
uh,
Even I
mm.
am that sort of a person, but MSD is somebody else, right? Dhoni is
Yeah.
something else. He's a phenomenon. Who
Correct.
doesn't want to meet him, right?
Correct.
So yeah, I have done that, and growing up with Washi has been one incredible journey, I would say,
Mm.
because We are like 8 years apart. We were born 8 years
mm,
apart. So he was like a tiny
mm,
little boy, and
mm,
there was like I was like there was so much of pampering from the parents as
mm.
well as myself
Yeah,
on him.
yeah.
So right from the time he started playing cricket, we used to go and play cricket together.
Mm,
So
mm,
that was like a lot of memories
mm,
with that I have. Most of the time we have spent playing cricket apart from being home.
mm,
So once he started playing for state and he started
mm.
traveling a lot, that was when that sort of a gap set in, and
Yeah,
he doesn't he was not at home for most of the time. It's only because of the
yeah,
lockdown that he is here. So he keeps touring all the time.
yeah.
So when he started playing more professionally,
Mm,
we started talking less about cricket. Until then, we talk a lot about cricket. When we
mm,
were in our
mm,
growing times, we play in the ground, and
mm,
we come back. We do our homework.
mm,
We finish our
mm,
studies, and then again we start playing at home. We play
mm,
tennis ball and all that at home,
yeah.
inside the home.
Well,
Yeah.
one
So
pitch, one hand, and all
one
those
with one
simple
hand.
ways. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
So
but tell me one
I
thing. What is your dining table discussion like? Do you say, oh, that, that knock you played, that shot, the way you got out was a big mistake? Do you say all of that to him and, discuss what
look
you feel
when
as an
we
expert?
yeah. Yeah, when we were in schooling, we talk a lot about cricket, and we
Yeah.
discuss a lot about that. In the ground, we also used to be rivalries and all that.
Yeah.
When we are playing in the same team, we used to be like so close and all
Mm,
together. We bat
mm,
together and all that. When we are
mm.
playing for different teams, we used to play a lot of practice matches in our time.
Rivals.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that
Mm.
rivals
I think he's a
outside of
wonderful
cricket.
brother. He's a brilliant brother. But one thing he's not done for you is made you meet Mahendra Singh Dhoni. When he does that, please let me know. I'm going to come along. Okay.
Please, I'm sure. Join us. Yeah, definitely. But
Okay.
I don't know when that's going to happen.
Now
Yeah.
choose. Okay. As a cricketer, Washington Sundar, Mahendra Singh Dhoni, Virat Kohli, Sachin Tendulkar.
But yeah, I don't like you now.
That's the
I
idea.
don't like you
Okay,
now.
anyways, I'll tell you what, the brain will give you a different answer, maybe, but the heart, the love, and the future is always for Washington Sundar. I completely believe that. If I tell you define success in your life, like what are the three things you want to fulfill or achieve, and that is success for you, what would that be, Shailaja? Would that mean, wearing the tricolor for the country? Would that mean, heavy bank balance? Would that mean a great job? What would that mean for you, success in life,
Well,
achievement?
one thing, if I could say, end of the day, I should be satisfied with what I'm doing, be it anything.
Yeah.
I should be
Mm,
happy. End of the day, when I go back to sleep, I should be happy that well, I did this. I did what I love doing, and I'm very
mm,
happy. Of course, wearing the tricolor for me
mm,
is a dream, and by God's grace, if things work out, yes,
mm.
hopefully, yeah.
Can you see this? Your entire answer, my fingers were crossed because I really wish you're a wonderful person, Shailaja. You're a wonderful person. You're a very honest person, very upfront, and you said something in very simple words. If you do what you love to do, not what others expect you to do. Success sometimes we believe is what others expect us to achieve. That's rubbish. That is for the sake
Correct.
of the world. But when
Yes.
you do something that you love to do every single day, that's success. And Shailaja, I'll tell you what, it's not success to be achieved. You've already achieved your success because I know one thing for sure. Whatever you've done so far, whether it's writing, whether it's as a family person, whether it's cricket, whether it is entertaining people, your expert opinions, you've done what you love to do. And that is a big blessing, Shailaja. And you're a blessed girl,
This
you're a
just
powerful girl.
this just
Yeah.
makes me feel so humbled. I'm really blessed for this time.
You can also say a few
Thank
positive
you
things
so
about
much.
me. You can also say some
Uh,
positive things.
See,
Okay.
I can go on and on and on because
No,
I
no.
always love the kind of work. No, I really want to say I've always loved the kind of work that you've been
Thank
doing.
you.
More like I want to ask you one thing. Where you derive that energy from? I mean, oh my God, you have so much energy. You vibe so much energy. If
No,
I have
thank
that sort
you.
of an energy, I would score a couple of sixes. I can do wonders. I can just go out and score century every game
No, thank
I
you.
play. Like that much of an energy that you have and the kind of command you have over the language. You're amazing,
Thank
and
you.
you
No,
the
thank you
kind of
very much.
work
That,
that you do is fantastic.
Thank you. There are very few times in life that I can get speechless, and this is one of them. So thank you very much. I didn't know the person Shailaja when we started this interview, but over the course of these several minutes, I've understood you. I've understood your dreams, your vision, your ideas, and your love for the sport and love for life. Thank you very, very much. We normally talk
Thank you.
about women only on Women's Day. We celebrate women only on Women's Day. We at Chennai Live believe every single day women need to be loved, respected, appreciated,
Correct.
and acknowledged. So thank you very,
Absolutely.
very much.
Absolutely. I second that.
Thank
I
you.
second that.
Thank you very much for
It's been
this lovely special. Thank you.
it's been an absolute pleasure. I completely enjoyed this
Thank you.
session, and I hope that whoever's watching this also
Yeah,
will enjoy this. So thank you so
I'm
much,
sure.
Rajiv, once again for giving me this
Thank you.
opportunity. It
My
was lovely.
pleasure.